Some of the citizens emphasize on the consequences of corruption, especially in public works, hence requesting heavy penalties on people committing such crimes. For instance, this road we are using, they have been restarting its construction for like 5 times. We waited them to finish it, but we are still waiting. We are not sure, but the funds might have been embezzled. Consequences are there, because if the funds are government's and someone used them for personal use, that is a loss. Statistics demonstrate that in the past 3 years, 10.6 billion were recovered from the 16.3 billion Rwandan francs pocketed, as well as $14,743 and 3,729 euros from 3.5 million US and 603 and 50 euros respectively. These are count in corruption and embezzlement. Rwanda's ombudsperson, Nirere Madeleine, reiterated that there is a marked step in recovering embezzled funds, but emphasized on how bad service is the root cause of corruption.
We have to teach the citizens their rights, but strength must be placed into teaching them the laws and how they should be given good service. When someone doesn't receive a good service, this is where corruption arises and also where we should emphasize in recovering funds.
The Rwanda prosecution stated that between July 2021 and June 2022, cases of embezzlement of government's funds received were 2,321, with 3,275 people involved. The cases of corruption and bribery received were 296, approximately 98% were solved. The prosecution won these cases on an 80% rate. The Director General of the Civil Litigation Services, Specios Kabibi, states that even though there are people who sign ownership of embezzlement funds to others, laws are to be followed to recover the funds, as corruption is a crime without a statute of limitations.
Niba umuntu yibye nka miliyari agafungwa nubwo
If someone pockets like $1 billion and is caught in 20 years, if the funds are not recovered, he or she can continue the business he had along, because he can even give another person an assignment, and you find that he is earning while in prison. The law is to penalize the criminal, and he or she must not earn anything from the crime.
In 2021, the 2015 law on the recovering of the funds connected with corruption, injustice and embezzlement of government's funds was renewed. The chairperson of the Transparency International Rwanda, Marie Makire Ingabire, iterated that there should be strategies where someone charged with corruption and embezzlement should be cut off to some of the services mostly needed.
Actually, the government should have software like that of the Rwanda Revenue Authority, because you can't access any service without having a Rwanda Revenue Authority debt. The government must also buy this strategy to avoid the need of services like passports, IDs, buying and selling resources, bank accounts. That is where the government should block the charged.
The African Union's Advisory Board Against Corruption advises country members in placing strength in corruption prevention for the continent to achieve the said development goals by 2063. In 2007, Rwanda was on the 111th place with 2.8% scores in corruption prevention and the 52nd place with 53% in 2021. Prince Manzi, RTV News.